I don't know why, but I grew up carrying a sketchbook with me everywhere, just like sketching women's clothing for whatever reason. I ended up making my Halloween costumes, my dance costumes, my friends' prom dresses. It's just something that I always wanted, but my parents wanted me to be a doctor. Coming from a Vietnamese and Chinese American background, my parents are immigrants, and as my dad said to me, if I don't choose doctor or lawyer, then I'm gonna be a failure.
And on the other side now. So I got you covered.
My entire dream as a kid was to be a fashion designer.
For Cassey Ho, that dream came true only with time and hard work.
I feel like nobody talks about how ideas turn into real products. It's truly a fascinating process.
So as founder and head designer of both Blogalates and PopFlex activewear, Cassey often shares videos on her social media networks aiming to show customers the long hours and careful crafting behind each product.
A 1.5 to 3 years for one single design is what it takes. One of my products, the Pirouette Skirt. Look, I love ballerinas. I think they're the epitome of grace and strength. And I wanted to create something that would make me feel really beautiful as I was working out or running.
A labor of love, Cassey first unveiled to customers in 2022, and it sold out within days. But in that popularity, she believes the fast fashion company Shein saw an opportunity to rip off the design she had painstakingly perfected.
My designs are like my babies. It's a part of me. It's just unfair. It's stealing and it's thievery.
So right away, Cassey called attention to it, posting this message to her more than 10 million subscribers on YouTube.
Shein straight up just stole my Pirouette Skirt design.
Next, she went through the lengthy and expensive process of getting a US design patent for the skirt. But when Taylor Swift was seen wearing Cassey's version in 2024, demand surged even higher. And according to Cassey, so did the number of knockoffs offered at a fraction of the price.
This has happened to you repeatedly?
Dozens of times, over and over and over again. It's just exhausting. What's been wild is that even with the patent, there is no enforcement with the government to ensure that that patent isn't violated.
That left Cassey and her legal team to try to enforce it themselves, and as they work to get patent violations pulled from online storefronts,
But it doesn't stop there.
another foe began to surface.
Oh yeah, AI has already made it so much worse.
Artificial intelligence that she says makes it even easier for numerous quick-turn manufacturers to steal from independent designers. She says she's found her own photos being used in listings for dupes on platforms like Amazon, some of them likely changed with AI.
Personally, my content has been stolen. My face has been manipulated and changed to create a commercial for these companies to then link to their fake website.
Cassey points out one example here.
Watch this.
First, showing her followers this real Blogalates ad featuring Cassey in her home wearing her Pirouette skirt. And then this listing from another seller featuring that exact same video.
My body, my house, my skirt, my crop top, and a different face. They just replaced my face. That is so weird.
And she's far from alone in this frustrating experience. Our Investigate TV team analyzed court documents from all over the country, and since 2017, we found more than 100 copyright, trademark, and patent lawsuits have been filed just against Shein and associated companies, not to mention other fast fashion retailers. About half those cases settled. Several designers claimed the company frequently sells copies. One settled case involving this cowboy cat design, calling Shein one of the biggest sources of infringing goods on the planet today. The filings also contain dozens of these side-by-side images that'll make you do a double take, a designer's original piece compared to the alleged copycat version. Plaintiffs range from small independent designers to major brands like Oakley, Levi's, and Polo Ralph Lauren. And increasingly, some lawsuits point the finger at artificial intelligence. This complaint accuses Shein of using AI-based software that scours the internet to identify popular designs, duplicating them, and in some cases, using AI tools to intentionally conceal an infringement.
Ew, like what is this? This has to be AI, right?
Outside Atlanta, Georgia, Danny Donovan is another creator, turned business owner, turned victim of design duplicates.
Like, it's ridiculous how fast it is and how persistent they are.
Danny says her self-illustrated Anti-Planner, an activity book for people who struggle with procrastination or ADHD, was duped not long after it started getting attention on TikTok.
This is the actual anti-planner. Like 3-pound beefy boy.
She even bought one of the fakes to see for herself.
Overwhelm looks like struggling.
Deeply discounted, poorly made, and she says full of typos.
Ability to focus or think straight. Expecting completely. Multitasking. Nothing.
10 of them just on this page.
I now have to pay like $4,000 a month to have a company literally take down fake listings. And they've taken down like 2,500 in under a year, which is nuts.
Danny considers it an endless game of whack-a-mole, as she says similar looking listings have popped up on websites like Shein, Temu, and Amazon.
I also think it's incredibly likely that they have some sort of AI program that is automatically making listings.
Probably already, yes, and most definitely in future, yes. So much of these businesses thrive on figuring out cost-cutting methods and speed, right? So those are the two things in fast fashion. So if you can bring AI to bear on the problem, that will drive that even further.
Christine Haight-Farley is an American University law professor who specializes in intellectual property law. And aside from those newer concerns surrounding AI, she explains there are long-standing challenges when it comes to design protection in the U.S. And further complicating things, today's dupe culture, where consumers are more willing to buy look-alike, inexpensive versions of designer products.
The dupe culture is something different from counterfeits. It's not just, I want a $15 knockoff Louis Vuitton bag, but I want a bag that kind of captures the aesthetic, right? So it's not copying the design exactly, but it's copying the general idea of it. I think there are a number of companies that are becoming very savvy and maybe exploiting what they know about design protection.
It seems like there's some gray areas there.
Yes, yeah.
In the meantime, Farley says lawsuits are one avenue for potential accountability, though she adds suing a major fast fashion retailer is often too expensive and time-consuming for a small business owner. As for Shein, the company did not respond to our direct questions, but sent a statement saying in part, Shein third-party suppliers and marketplace sellers are required to comply with company policy and certify their products do not infringe third-party intellectual property. Shein takes all claims of infringement seriously, and we take swift action when complaints are raised by valid IP rights holders.
It seems very much like we're doing everything we possibly can. The bad guy is somebody else, right? The bad guy is these third parties.
And that's why she says the best recourse right now for people like Cassey Ho and Danny Donovan is to keep speaking up.
Anyway, this thing is total garbage.
Because we, as consumers, are feeding the monster.
Calling out the copycats and urging customers to shop authentic.
My power is with my voice.
On behalf of every aspiring designer still out there, putting pencil to paper in pursuit of a dream.
So at least I have the voice, and so I need to speak up for all of us. I think my younger self would be really, really amazed at what I've been able to build. I think small Cassey would be very proud of big Cassey today.